Hey YouTube. Hey, it's December 10th. It's been getting cold. Winter's starting to set in here, and I thought maybe I'd give you a little bit of an update here on the property. I haven't given one since I think July, so I thought maybe we just kind of walk around, show you what's going on and some of the things that's happened since the last update. Ever since the crops have been out of the fields, the deer have been going around looking for new things to eat. And you can see they've ate all the tops off the strawberry plants in these strawberry boxes. They pretty much mowed them down. And then I actually had a couple of the fruit trees here scraped by deer. I had both my pear trees scraped. You can see how the deer rubbed their antlers on the tree and kind of tore it up a little bit, but it's not enough to kill it. But I did have another tree down by the shooting range. I had an apple tree planted down there, and I mean, they actually ended up completely pulling that one out of the ground, so it's actually laying on the ground now. This is the old bank barn on the property. You can see we've got it kind of shoved full of stuff. We got some of the material left over from the house build here, and what we did, we ended up clearing all, there's a bunch of trees just growing around it. We ended up cutting a bunch of trees down and clearing all the limbs around this barn. That way next summer, after the house is built, we'll probably work on updating this barn and getting it set up so that my wife can start having some animals. As far as chickens go, we have 11 now. We used to have 12. We ended up had one die. Got killed by a predator, and but we haven't had any troubles since then. The younger chicks that we raised over the summer, they're laying eggs now, and then the older chickens, they're all molting. They look kind of nasty, and they're not laying any eggs. So we got all these little smaller eggs right now. But so far so good. No more predator issues. But we'll just have to keep an eye on it. My wife now has 3 rabbits. We have the original 2. We have Ruby and Thumper. And we also now have a new girl rabbit that we plan on breeding. And her name is Alice. And Alice just went in her little hole. So here's the setup of our camper right now. You can see it looks a lot differently than it used to. Our camper used to be sitting over there, but we ordered this carport when we decided to move out here because we have a slide that leaks that we could not, seemed like we couldn't get rid of that leak after trying to repair it. So we ordered this carport, and it took like 15 weeks to show up. So we went a while without it, but ordered it. It's 12 foot tall, and it was way taller than I needed for a travel trailer. I could have got away with a 10 foot tall one, no problem. It's worked out pretty good, actually. Keeps the camper nice and dry. You don't actually hear the rain. It's not hitting the camper anymore, so a lot of times we don't even realize when it's raining when we're inside the camper. And I kind of saw it as a structure that I'd be able to reuse. So I can either leave it here and use it to store like hay or tractors or something in later, or we may end up relocating it and somewhere else on the property later, and you know, use it for some type of storage, maybe put some sides on it. But I didn't figure it was money wasted, because we will be able to reuse this later. As you may know, when we bought this property, there was a ton of used tires on it, and we just piled them up and set them aside. And luckily there was a tire recycling day, but they'd only take the tires that were not on rims. So we loaded up the trailer and we hauled it down there, and we were able to get a total of 50 tires stacked on our trailer, and they're all hauled away, and now our pile of tires is about half the size. Burning a brush pile today over there, and it's probably a good 40 feet away. old rotten tree, and right in the crotch of the tree there, it started smoking after I had that fire over there going real good, and it took about an hour or so, and it finally caught fire, and now this whole tree is burning. It's the same tree that the limb fell off and crushed the lean-to on that side. So I'm just gonna let it burn. Need to get rid of it anyway. Now if you can see, there's a hole all the way through the tree right there, and that is making like a, I don't know, like one of those Swedish fire torches or whatever. When the wind gets going, it really roars through there. So out here in front of the house, we've got this big trash pile left over from the build, and it's just full of everything. So what we're trying to do is we're getting rid of, first I'm getting rid of all the OSB. A lot of the sheets are been wet or too small to use anyway. So we're getting OSB out of there, and then we're going to try to get rid of everything that's either treated or glued. Got nails in it, try to get all that out, get all the trash out of there. And what we're going to try to salvage is any of the solid wood boards, any of the solid pine boards. And we're going to take those boards, we'll try to cut them up and burn them in the fireplace. So as long as they don't, as they're just solid wood, they don't have any treatment or anything on them, we'll try to burn them in the fireplace. So it's just free heat to me. Feels like a good way to reuse it instead of throwing it away. I know it's not ideal. They're smaller boards. They'll burn faster. They're pine. People will say you'll get creosote build up faster in your chimney. But to me, it's free heat. And I'm using the fireplace to heat the place right now until the HVAC gets put in. So I'll probably be able to use up a lot of this wood, and it's free, so it's a win-win for me. On this side of the house, we have all the scrap roofing. This is all steel roofing. It's that standing seam metal roof. I'm gonna take all this metal. I need to get it out of here so that we can move this dirt pile around. But gonna get it thrown on the metal piles. I've got like 3 scrap metal piles here that I still need to get loaded up and hauled off. So we're just gonna transfer that over to another metal pile. And then I actually have some standing seam roof sheets, some full sheets here. Not sure how many, but I've got some that are left over. And I'm gonna try my best to repurpose them. I'm gonna save them. I'm not sure if I can snap these together or not, or if I'll have to have a special tool or have to have somebody do it, but I think I could reuse this for a wood shed or maybe like a chicken coop or some kind of animal shelter in the future. So I'm gonna save this metal, and hopefully I can use that on a future structure.